I'm back. All right. Look like I ain't changed my clothes in so many weeks now, don't it? Well, anyway, episode 8. Here we go. So now, what's her name? Camille and Garra. They take the Fleppian men down to planet Earth to let them check out what's down there and let them see what they see and see if they like it. So y'all go ahead and check this one out, and I will see y'all at the next episode. Take care and enjoy. Bye-bye. Introduction to the planet Krell, where women work, where women rest, where girls learn, where there are no men from Earth who will survive, where battles are fought, the planet Krell. Scene 1. Camille was excited when the Fleppian ship landed in their airfield. Others were waiting, including Andiet, Ukiy, along with Ruby, Jackie, and a few security personnel. Several Fleppians stepped off the ship and met the women halfway. "Hello, Ohki. I'm happy you made a safe trip," Ruby said. She knew those Kuzeners were still out there and Andiet had not totally wiped them out. She hit one side of the planet, almost as if she hoped they would retaliate so she could have a full-on battle with them. "Pleased to see you again, Ruby." "And I am equally as pleased." Camille stepped up and she and Ukiy embraced. But when he spotted Ukiy, he grew excited, and they hugged.
"It's good to see that you are safe, Ukiy. Maybe we'll find more sisters out there somewhere. Seeing you gives me hope."
Camille was a little annoyed by the interaction between the two of them. She decided to cut in and say, "So, Ukiy, are you still up to making the trip to Earth with me and my sister?"
"Oh, yes, Camille. I've never been there before. This would definitely be an adventure."
Right after that, he turned his attention right back to Ukiy and said,
"What is on the agenda that you and Andiet have set for us?"
"A meal at Lita's restaurant, and we will figure it out from there," Andiet said.
"That sounds very good."
Camille was relieved when Ukiy grabbed her hand, but that was short-lived when he grabbed Ukiy's hand. They were on each side of him, and Camille thought he had some nerve. She was about to let his hand go, but why should she let Ukiy win? She was certain Andiet was trying to get her sister to edge her way in to divide them. Although they looked young, they were fully grown women. They didn't grow tall, but they were just as treacherous as any woman on Earth as far as Camille was concerned. Camille knew the game, but she would have to have a conversation with Ukiy about holding Ukiy's hand, just not in the presence of everyone else. The group entered the restaurant and Lita greeted them. Oh, it is so nice to have you guys visit. Have a seat wherever you want, and one of my girls will be out to serve you, okay? Ukiy took in the environment and said,
I think this is going to be one of my favorite places whenever I visit Trail.
So you plan to return? Camille said, as if she did not already know that. He frowned at her, wondering why she would have to ask that. So he said,
Yes, why?
You guys don't have restaurants on Flap?
No, but we are getting so many ideas from you ladies. We always eat at homes of other brothers whenever we get together.
Oh, we would be happy to give you some ideas on establishing restaurants now. Ukiy simply smiled and turned his attention to Ukiy, who sat on the other side of him.
So what have you been doing since you returned home? I hope you are behaving yourself.
I have been working with Andia with something at the lab. What are you working on? Another bomb to blow up another planet? What will it be this time? Perhaps Flap? Everyone was taken aback by Camille's statement, but Andia was not to be outdone. Perhaps it is your idea to destroy Flap, Camille. I didn't say that. I said your suggestion could indicate a plan.
Ladies, stop it.
Ohki, the leader, had to step in. He sensed animosity between Camille and his sisters and wondered what that was all about. Everyone grew quiet, but Andia knew Camille held hatred for her. But it would be dangerous for her to mess with Ukiy. She would make sure nobody abused Ukiy. Ukiy was friendly, carefree, whereas Andia was serious and purpose-driven. She would not allow anyone to mistake Ukiy's friendly disposition for weakness. Scene 2. After leaving the restaurant, Ukiy and Camille took a walk through the neighborhood. The others had gone over to Ruby's house for drinks and to enjoy more association. Ohki had brought more low-sip wine over from Flap and promised to show Ruby how to make it. Ukiy, can I ask a question?
Ask any question you like, Camille.
Were you and Ukiy ever involved before?
I don't think I understand you. Involved in what?
Like, a relationship.
Yes, we always had relationships with our sisters.
Now Camille did not understand, so she had to get him to explain that.
Camille, love is carried out differently with those in our solar system than Earth. Earth people lead with sex but no love. The population of our solar system has been fulfilled. Therefore, our love and relationships are wholesome and not based on sex.
That means you don't have sex then.
Oh, we cannot with our own sisters, Camille.
What about with Earth women?
Is not that what your Dr. Fatima and her team are trying to figure out now? But if we were, it would be to rebuild population. And the only thing we have in common with Earth people is those we procreate with would be a spouse.
Camille did not know Dr. Fatima and her medical team were on that mission. Then, why do the males live on Flap and females live on Krail?
Before the invasion, females did live on Flap and males did live on Krail with the women they were married to. The invasion happened during the season when the males returned to Flap while the females had their meetings with younger girls. Sometimes we would separate for customs.
Camille did not understand any of those customs. So males could live here.
Yes, I thought I told you that Fleppian males can live here, and females can live on Flep, only if they have husbands.
Are you ready to visit Earth tomorrow?
I am more than ready. Cannot wait to see where you are from.
Camille felt much better. At least he cleared up the relationship between him and Ukiy. Scene 3. The Fleppians boarded their ship. Camille and her sister Garra accompanied them. They set their destination for Earth.
Launching at 12:48 at 1840, departing Krill for Earth.
The pilot spoke. Camille thought this was so cool, traveling to Earth with the Fleppians. She could not wait to see her family. She and her sister grew up near Charleston, South Carolina. She had not been to Earth since they moved to Krill. Her ex-boyfriend had wanted to kill her for stealing his money. She did not know if he was still alive or not, but nobody had seen him around in years.
What brought you to Krill?
Ukiy asked, disrupting her thoughts. She was not prepared to answer that question. Why do you ask?
You appear quite excited to return to Earth. I was thinking maybe you missed being there.
Well, what brought me to Krill was the same thing that brought many Earth women there. Abuse, injustice, and just plain old struggling to get by.
I understand from Ruby there is much insanity going on with Earth.
It's very different, I can assure you that. The trip seemed short, although it took nearly 3 days to get to Earth. They landed on an open field and phased into the countryside of Charleston. Camille and Garra took the guys to visit her parents first.
Hey, come on in here. I still can't believe y'all from a whole nother universe.
Camille's father said, and their mother was equally excited. Oh, it's so good to see y'all. Listen, would you like a glass of lemonade? Mama, they don't consume sugar.
I don't trust a person that don't consume sugar. So sweet tea is out of the question, huh?
Their father said. Camille had already sent photos of Ukiy to their parents, so they were not surprised by their appearance. Camille's mother set a glass of lemonade in front of the guys. When Ukiy tasted it, he frowned and said,
What is this?
Lemonade? It's unsweetened. Camille and Garra laughed. They were having the time of their life.
Hey, why don't I take you guys out for a real drink?
We will accept,
Ohki said. They headed down to a local bar and took a table. Ben, their father, knew everyone in the bar. He laughed and joked until someone came in that did not particularly like him. The men headed over to the table.
when is my car going to be fixed, man?
One of the men said.
I told you I'm still waiting on the parts, Freddy.
How long does it take a simple part to come?
If you want your car, you can pick it up in the morning, but it won't be fixed. I ain't paying you. Fine by me.
The man then grabbed Ben by the back of his neck, making the women gasp. Hey, Fred, leave my daddy alone. Garra spoke up.
What you gonna do?
Ukiy then stood up and said,
Sir, I would suggest you leave Mr. Ben alone.
what you gonna do? What you gonna do? The other guys laughed with Freddie, but Ukiy did not find it funny.
I have given you fair warning.
You from another planet or something? Yo, look at how he talk. Look at how he can't even talk.
In fact, I am from Flap.
Look, what that is? What that is?
Yeah, man. Leave Mr. Ben alone.
And what if I don't?
Ukiy walked around the table and placed his hand on the man's shoulder, causing the bully to sink to the floor as the guy cried out in agony. The sisters were surprised at Ukiy's strength. They had never seen that before. The other men tried to jump on Ukiy, and Ohki stood, towering over them. They stared down at them. A sound came from them as they lit up the room, and the men turned away, covering their eyes and falling to the floor. Everyone in the bar looked at them.
Hey, y'all know what? I don't know who you are, where you come from, but y'all gonna got to get on up out of here. I don't need this type of trouble in my establishment, okay?
The bar owner spoke up. He held a shotgun as he came from around the bar and onto the floor. Without a word, the group left. Once they were outside, they all laughed.
Where'd you learn to do a trick like that? Where you learn that from, boy?
Ben asked, but the Fleppian brothers did not answer. Ben really wasn't looking for an answer anyway. He was just happy they looked out for him. Scene 4. Camille was depressed once they returned to Creole. Ukiy insisted on spending time with Ukiy, and she was not feeling that. Once they returned, they parted at the airfield, where Ukiy and the other brothers got into a vehicle and drove up north to Andiet's house, while she and Garra headed home. I would not be surprised if Andiet is behind this.
Behind what, Camille?
Him going up to her house. Anything to keep him away from me. You still think Andiet is jealous of your relationship with Ukiy? She sure acts like it. But didn't you tell me that they were cousins or siblings or something like that? Yeah, but it just doesn't seem like it, Garra. Don't be so insecure, Camille. If he says that they're sisters or distant relatives or something like that, then believe it, okay? Whatever. But have you seen how he was looking at her when we were at Lida's for lunch? Yeah. He was looking at her as if he was happy to see her because he hadn't seen her in so long. No. That was a look of affection, Garra, and you know it. You're just trying to make me feel better. You still haven't changed, sis. What is that supposed to mean? Okay, we're going to go all the way back to Stanley before you met Damien. Garra was referring to a guy Camille had dated in her early 20s that she had gone to college with. You're talking about Stanley from Augusta? Yep. Him. Okay, him. What about him? You were jealous whenever he spent time with his own sister and any other family member of his. I was not. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You thought something was up with them. You used to think that something was up with Stanley and his sister. Now tell me you did not say that. I did not. Or you did not. Yes, you did. No, I did not. Now, come on, Garra. You knew the way that family was. The way that family was. That was sick, Camille. That was sick. To believe that is just sick. I just need to understand this universe more. And Did explained it to you. Ukiy explained it to you. I don't know what else you need. He'll see you before he leaves. But I suggest you don't get involved with him if you're that uncomfortable, okay? But Camille did not want to do that. Her mission was to put all of his attention on her. It did not matter that Ukiy was his distant relative. What mattered was that he was with another female and his attention was divided. She wanted to be his everything. Scene 5. The Fleppians stopped by Ruby's house before they headed to the airfield for takeoff. Instead of having their meeting at the administration office, Ruby offered them to stop by her house. Dr. Fatima was there, and she had an update for them. Have a seat, guys. The doctor is on a call out back. She will be in a minute.
Thank you.
So, how was your visit with the girls up north?
We are so delighted to have Ukiy back with us.
Ukiy said. Oh yes, she is a delight to have. She seems more sociable than Andiet, although Andiet is still my very heart.
Andiet has one personality. She is one born to protect.
I can see that. Dr. Fatima entered the room holding her phone. Sorry, guys. A patient is about to deliver her baby. That was one of my doctors.
Oh, we don't mean to keep you, doctor.
Ohki said. No, it's okay. My staff is fully trained. She was just telling me that the young woman is having twins. The guys laughed, and Dr. Fatima was perplexed. So she asked, What is funny?
That used to happen a lot when Krail and Flep were populating together. Speaking of, what news do you have for me?
Ohki said, and then Ukiy asked the question. Dr. Fatima sat down from them with a smile on her face. Ukiy figured this would be great news. Well, after hours and hours and weeks and months of seemingly endless research, I have discovered that your type and Earth type are compatible for procreation. Ukiy and Ohki looked at each other and shook hands. Both men were smiling.
Oh, wow, really?
Ukiy said. Dr. Fatima drew in a breath and released. Yes, the only thing is, you have a 19% chance of having a daughter and a 78% chance of a son. The remaining percent is that neither will happen.
What does that mean?
Simply put, you have a 3% chance of not matching up with the average Earth female. These numbers are general in that it would depend on the female.
I see. Maybe Ruby can authorize our marriage.
Dr. Fatima looked uncomfortable. She and Ruby stole glances at each other, but Ukiy did not miss the interaction.
What is it?
Oh, nothing.
You are giving the impression that Camille would not be a match for me.
Oh, no, not at all. Physically, she's very much a match.
All should be fine then, right? Correct?
Yes, all should be fine. Dr. Fatima said that, but who was she to advise anyone whom they should date or marry? They had made strides in medicine since being there, and there were many women who would love to get married, just that they did not want to take the risks with men on Earth any longer. The Fleppians had proven their worth, and if there were such thing as a high-value man, they embodied it in every way. Not only did Andiet confirm that, but so did Ukiy.
It was great talking to you, and we must get back to Flep. But we will return in 2 weeks.
Ohki said, No, we are supposed to be coming your way the next time. Ruby spoke up. They all hugged, and the men headed out. Ruby watched out the window as they drove off, headed to the airfield for takeoff. Thoughts, Ruby? I think you know, Fatima. I think you know. Yeah, Camille definitely would not be a good match for Ukiy or any Fleppian. She is too insecure. She doesn't understand the Fleppian way of life. she would have a problem with them sending her back to Krail every 2 months. There are some other things I am worried about her. Yeah, let me guess. Her animosity for Andiet and Ukiy. Right. Exactly. If she cannot find a way to get along with them, Ukiy is not going to be pleased. He will have a big problem with that. Unlike Earthmen, they will not stand for that.